Oh, cool.
Oh, 50-50 that was me. But still good. We'll
Nope,
take
that's you.
it.
Yep. I see it right there. Tess Ward. Yeah, that's fine. A new subscriber is a new subscriber. That's
We
wait,
take those.
am I subscribed as my on my personal profile? I'm so bad about doing this.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if I am.
Because I'll be honest, like I mainly just use my personal YouTube to like listen to music. So
Yeah, I'm subbed. Don't worry. I'm there.
okay, I'm subscribed. All right.
Recording in progress.
Thanks, Claire. That's what I call Her Majesty. Our future AI overlord.
Claire's a good name for her. I like it.
She sounds like a fair.
We preemptively treat her right just in case she becomes Skynet.
I'm always saying, people say that's crazy. I'd say thank you to them because just in case, better safe than unsafe.
Yeah.
You get yourself a Roomba. You thank the Roomba for finishing your job every time, so that one day it doesn't vacuum you.
You never know when it's gonna start.
Exactly.
And bonus points if you give an entire room to your Roomba. Because if a Roomba has its own room, it's going to be pretty happy.
It's so clean.
Yeah.
Oh, and since this is like a one shot and everything, just to save time, I figured we could just assume that you all know each other and maybe you have tried to like fight these kind of nightmare manifestations before, so that we can avoid like the kind of awkward meetup.
Yeah.
You see them too, kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's fine. That type of thing is good for a long-term campaign. For a one-shot, just like let's not do the get-together thing. Let's.
Hey, I have to jump in really quick just to match my level here.
Okay.
Also, we're streaming again. I need to tweet that. You know who's not the best at managing our Twitter? And once again, dear viewer, because we are streaming currently, I am going to continue to call it Twitter. I'm bad at posting whenever we actually are streaming.
That's fair.
Man. Yeah,
I always forget shit like that.
I'm not very good at promotions. Man, I want everyone to know about my work, but I'm not good at getting the word out.
Same. I've been in a group with some folks for months, and just this morning, I mentioned I was on this show, and they're like, "You're on a podcast." I'm like, "I'm terrible at self promotion."
Yeah.
I don't want to be like the smash the like button guy and like run around to all his friends and be like, "Come on."
I'm so good at remembering to plug my solo projects, but never anything that I'm involved with other people.
That's fair.
I'm always just like, yeah, I make videos where I eat fast food chicken sandwiches. You can check those out, but like I'm never talking about the actual like fun stuff that I do.
Those both sound fun to me.
Tess, no pressure on this, but do you have a Twitter? Do you want to that you want me to tag you in?
Yeah,
Something
I've got a Twitter.
Something I should have asked a while ago.
Yeah, it's my Twitter. Oh yeah, it's Tess is super cool. Have you seen Metrosexual Frappuccino? That's me.
I enjoy the name. Yeah, there it is. Metrosexual Frappuccino.
I don't even remember what that joke was. It was so long ago. It was a good one though.
If you just got followed by the gender jester, that's me.
Hell yeah.
I'm just looking at the last stuff that I reposted. Anyway, welcome.
This is how your email finds me. Is really good.
Thank you. Honestly, that man got naked and jumped into that fish tank at Bass Pro Shops, and that changed my life.
I
Oh,
didn't know that happened until just now when you
That's
said
what
it.
that photo is. Yep.
That's great.
Okay, now I'm curious because I'm actually I'm from the state that where like Bash Pro started, so I've been wondering where that's been this whole time.
Oh, I'm
Like,
gonna. Yep.
yeah, I was like, is that happening here? Is that where's that? Yeah. Anyway,
We had a whale of a time.
hey, let's introduce Tess to the viewer and the listener. Tess, tell us whereabouts you're from.
Jeff, I got this. Don't worry.
You got this. I just want to find out what her experiences with RPGs.
That's right. Tess, this is
all
the
that
audience.
stuff.
Audience, this is Tess. Welcome to the show, Tess. Sorry, I had to get my lame joke out. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My name is Tess. If you have not heard that, I grew up in Vegas. Now I'm in Seattle. I play D&D. I play Vampire the Masquerade. I played a few other systems, and I'm extremely happy to be here. It's gonna be a good time.
You trailed off at the end, at least on my end. I just want to make sure
I ended with, and I am excited to have a nice little time.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
I got too into the sending the news report of the Bass Pro Shops thing.
Well, I am also excited.
I'm gonna retweet that. Sorry, everyone.
Welcome to our new show. 5 people stare at their screens and don't really talk to the audience.
Hey, this is important.
I was just retweeting our live
stuff we're doing here.
So.
I'm gonna.
That's important. Yep.
I totally forgot to tag you as, so I'm retweeting that. So it's I had.
Don't worry, I'll just reply to it. I'm here too.
I had at one point considered trying to get as a social media manager, and I can now say without a doubt that I should not be doing that, because I'm forgetting some basic stuff apparently.
It's fine.
All right, I retweeted it. There we go. Well, welcome to the show, everyone. As you can see, we got Tess on the air with us. I'm gonna go ahead and do my quick little beginning speech here. Welcome to Omniversal Escapades. We are a host for the show. I am not the keeper in this case. The one running today's adventure is actually Jayme. We are playing his game Lucid City, and we're gonna have a fun time. Our X's meaning that we do not bring them into the campaign. Our children in peril. Excuse me. Depictions of gore, slavery, sexual assault, and our veils, meaning we just kind of fade to black. We allude to it our body horror and feces. Like I said, we are playing Lucid City, which is Jayme's game. Jayme, I'm gonna stop eating up the time that you need to pitch your game. So go.
Lucid City is a game just came out. It's inspired by movies like The Matrix and Inception and Dark City. Basically, the players take the role of folks who realize that reality is not quite as real as they thought it was, and that nightmare manifestations like creatures based on folklore and urban legend stalk the night, and that the heroes have the ability to alter the world around them at great personal risk.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good. I like that kind of setting, to be honest. It's always that kind of like invisible world kind of setting that's like it can affect the real world or may just be like in the back channels of the real world in really interesting settings.
Yeah.
I am starting over my words. It has been a rough month, everyone.
Yo, I almost watched Dark City in preparation for this. That movie fucking rules. I think I'll do it later.
Be sure and watch the director's cut. The theatrical one gives away the entire movie in the first 5 minutes because the studio was worried the audience wouldn't like mystery.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Fun.
Studio notes are so important and useful.
Every time.
All right. Now, before we get into this, I just want to say, because it's been about a month since we last streamed, give or take. And I just want to say, I hope everyone, 2 to our viewers and of course our hosts, I hope you all had a good New Year. I haven't seen you all since last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to make the joke on air. I got to make the okay, yeah, this is leaving. No, wait, come back.
Boo.
Um, whenever you're ready, Jayme, go ahead and lead us into it.
Yeah, so slurp coffee and give yourself a coughing fit is how I traditionally
Oh, okay.
start my games. Just so folks who are listening along kind of follow the game. This is it's a rules light simple. It's a D20 roll under system with kind of like a blackjack element. So you want to roll high, but not over your score. And if you roll too low, you fall into your own doom, which is kind of like it's like a critical failure that slowly rises and rises, like a sea of black sludge over your head until you're completely kicked out of the game. That's fun. Yeah. So, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's do this.
So one or more of you are familiar with a local artist named Jane Darcy. She's a super nice lady, kind of quiet. Her and her husband have an eBay business where her husband will create replicas of movie figures. Uh, like little creatures from Star Wars or whatever. He'll recreate them. She paints them and then they sell them online, kind of like a gray market style. This isn't authorized, but they do all right. Unfortunately, you have received a very distressed call from Jane, summoning you all to their apartment. And it seems that something has happened to her husband.
Mm.
And when you arrive, it's a small apartment. The floor is completely covered in eBay shipping boxes. It looks like they haven't been able to send out their latest batch of goods. As always, the bookshelves, every inch is filled with miniatures and little creatures made out of clay and robots and everything that Tim Darcy has whipped up. Uh, Jane greets you and invites you in, and she looks fairly haunted. What do y'all do?
Do we all know each other? Is this a regular hang?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd probably be simplest if all of you have worked together in the past. Jane, though, isn't kind of clued into what's going on.
Mm.
She's just maybe a neighbor, an acquaintance, something like that.
Should we, before we start, introduce our characters to the audience real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay. Shall I go first?
Yeah.
Please
Okay.
do so.
I am Desmond Montague. I am a displaced muscle for hire. My description is large. I would die for the highest bidder, and I am tempted by a better deal. And in this particular scene, I believe that Desmond would kind of be hanging back by the door and just observing.
Nice. How about Dean?
Okay, I am playing. Let me pull out the character sheet back up. I got like 30 tabs up. Bank Peterman. He is an IT professional. His description is just kind of a run-of-the-mill IT. He's got dark hair, dark eyes, and he has a tie on. He's probably in his button-up white shirt and tie and slacks at the place now because he probably came here from his day job. And yeah, he I had something I was going to add to that, and then I've forgotten it. Thank you, ADHD. So yeah, there we go.
How about Tess?
So I am Vaughn, I go by Remy. My parents and
Can-
my grandparents, my
Can you? Sorry to interrupt. Can you speak up a little bit?
So I'm playing Romelia, Remy Vaughn. I am a chef. I currently work at my mom's great grandparents' restaurant. I'm in my early 40s. I'm tall and kind of muscular. I've got a few burn scars on my left arm, not too bad, but I've been cooking for years. I would die for my family legacy and the biz, and what tempts me is kind of, the idea of having something a little bit easier, a little bit more straightforward, something that makes a little more money.
And Jeff.
Awesome.
Yo, I play Sammy Braswell. He's a lonely romantic / newsstand owner. He's in his 60s. He has a tall shock of gray hair, a la Egon Spengler or Peter Capaldi or something, but taller. He's got a bad hip. He uses a cane to get around. He would die for the truth, and he's tempted by romance.
Ooh.
I love it. We got great characters here.
I'm showing him to the viewer now. I don't have a picture, but this is the character sheet. Now, game-wise, there's a thing on the left of the character sheet here. It's like a 1 through 20 doom. And then beside that are skills. Are these things we pick up during the course of the game?
So everyone starts with the same skills, and when you make a character, you assign like a skill array, a stat array, kind of D&D style, to the skills. So you begin with one skill has a 16, a couple have 14, down and so on.
Gotcha. I wrote those down somewhere.
And you all begin with one point of doom, which works like D&D, where if you roll a 1, it's kind of like a critical failure. But you can also willingly raise your doom by altering the scene. It's got like a big burst of power. You kind of take control of the world, and you can change details. You can alter as a form of attack if you want to narrate, like even something impossible, like the guy you're fighting, just his jacket catches fire, and it'll basically do 5 damage to him, it's the most damage you can possibly do in the game is when you alter. But you can only alter by raising your own doom, which will make your future rolls harder and harder. And eventually, if you get up to 6 doom, the world turns on you. And it's almost like think of it as like an immune system response where everything in the world then kind of conspires to get you out of it.
And then we start with 10 luck. Can we go above 10, or is 10
You
the max?
cannot. No, 10's the max.
It's worth checking.
Cool. All right, so we're in this apartment with the eBay boxes all over the floor. I said that Desmond is kind of hanging back and taking it all in. Who's doing what?
So Bank is probably sitting in one of the chairs, like half listening at the moment because he's trying to like write some code on his laptop. Like he's listening to the important details kind of situation.
Sammy's putting together a spread. He's got a few different types of cookies and some coffee and some various teas and things on a tray.
And Remy knows Jayme and Tim from coming into the restaurant, so I'm gonna go, ask her what's happening, get more details than I got on the phone.
Absolutely. I love how you're bringing snacks to someone else's house.
It makes people comfortable, and then they're more forthcoming.
Yeah.
It's all her stuff except for my herbal tea, but she's distraught, so I'm trying to, help out.
It's helpful.
Also, Bank is trying his best not to chow down on all the free food because you would imagine that as busy as he is, he doesn't feed himself much, so this is his sustenance. But he's also trying not to be a pig about it,
So Remy looks at you, and she's kind of like, you've never seen her this distraught looking. She's kind of like folded up within the confines of a huge sweater. And she says she's worried about Tim. He's gone missing, her husband. It's been over 2 days now. The police are doing nothing.
When's the last time you saw him? Where did you see him?
She says the last time that she saw him was here in this apartment in the middle of the night a couple of days ago. They get a call on their landline, which itself is fairly weird because, who does that anymore? So Tim picked it up and his face went white, and he said that he was uh, going to August's house. Um, and then she asks if any of you are familiar with August Kanban.
I would like to do a no check if that applies.
Absolutely. Go ahead, give me a D20 roll, and if it's equal or under.
Okay, let's see. Well, it's my highest stat at 16, and I rolled a 6.
Okay, you do. You know this. So you know that August Kanban, he's kind of like a faded Hollywood star, especially in the late 80s and early 90s. He was like a stop motion animator, world famous guy, like all the best movies up until Jurassic Park, or if we're doing the omniversal thing, I guess Roger Corman's Carnosaur, which doesn't work because I use puppets, but whatever. CGI came out, and August, you know, there's a lot less calls for August these days. He basically is a recluse, uh, but for a while there, he was huge.
This is a trip. I just read a story where one of the characters was a sort of fading superstar of stop motion animation, and he
No
goes
way.
nuts and tries to encourage his producer to like use him instead of CGI. It was a lot of fun. Doctor Who novel from the 90s.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
See if you can get me that book title. I wouldn't mind reading
Oh,
that.
sure. It's called Mad Dogs and Englishmen. It's an Eighth Doctor adventure, and it's out of print, so good luck finding it, or I can mail it to you.
Yes, I will take that.
Jayme,
Yeah.
important question. What time period are we saying that this is set in?
Today.
Today. Okay. So the landline phone might have a like digital display on it where if I hit the redial, I could find the number that was last called.
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
So then I'm gonna ask Jane, ma'am, have you made any other phone calls on this phone since you received that phone call the other day?
Jane kind of looks over at it and she's like, "No, I just use my cell phone."
May I?
Of course.
All right, so I'm gonna go and hit the redial button and see what number comes up on there and take note of it.
Okay. You do, and you get the number. It is. I'll just say it's a 555-1234. One of those situations.
All right. I just want to have that just in case, we need to do some sleuthing later.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I was just going to ask if I could do a no check on August.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I will share this information, by the way. It's like, oh yeah, he made those claymation movies back in the 80s. Out of character. I can't think of claymation movies from the 80s right now, but
Hollis and Vomit.
yeah, made like Hollis and Vomit and
The Mummified Husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked on Android Sheriff 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, I've seen Android Sheriff 2 like 1,000 times.
I got a 7 on my no check.
Yeah, so you have also heard of August. Maybe you remember, I mean, if you run a newspaper stand, there was an old, he even made the cover of Time magazine back in the day, or Now magazine. I can't keep doing this. He was on the cover of a magazine. And you actually remember August Kanban was a deeply uncomfortable looking man. He had a bushy black beard. He always wore dark sunglasses, and he had this like pained smile, like he was forced to be there. He did not seem to enjoy his time in the limelight.
Did he go to the conventions? Would I have run into him at various nerdy functions?
I would say yes, but he would never have been very talkative. And if you ever put a microphone in front of August, he wouldn't want to talk about his achievements. He'd just ramble about these old pre-World War I German horror movies that he was into. So he was very much a fanboy himself.
So on that note, if he was appearing at conventions, would you say that he was kind of like a Stan Lee figure and required a lot of hired, protection? Or is he like a lesser known?
I would say I'm getting Tim Burton vibes, to be honest.
Say a Bim Turton type of man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bim
Or
yeah,
Burton.
like a guy Tim Burton goes to on some jobs, like he's very specialized.
Basically, what I'm implying is, would Desmond have been a hired bodyguard for him at these conventions?
oh. Um, let me see here. Go ahead and give me just give me a no check to see, just for
Okay.
fun.
Now I haven't. My no is 8, so
Well,
So your chances are looking better based on the other rolls.
I rolled a 12.
okay, so then this is an NO check for a big no.
Okay.
You unfortunately were not a bodyguard
All right.
for August. Yeah.
To round it out, if he lived in town, can I do it? Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, since I have my computer with me, as I established in there, is there like a USB port on the back of the phone? Landline.
No, this would
Okay.
be like a holdover from the 90s, like for everyone.
Okay, never mind then.
Tess, did you say you wanted to try and roll to see how much you knew about August?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got a 12 and I rolled a 2, so I know a ton.
That was close. That was close.
I got one of the numbers.
Well, if it was a 1, it would have been a doomed roll.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'll take it.
So perhaps at one point at your restaurant, Jane and Tim like stayed late or something, and you all got to talking. And Tim may have told you about his falling out with August. So at one point, Tim was he was very young. He was 15. It was when he first started doing reproductions. At the time, August's career was still doing all right. And so Tim started selling reproductions at conventions, totally unauthorized. This got back to August, and it infuriated him. And unbeknownst to Tim, August felt that like his work couldn't be reproduced. But here was this kid like making these perfect, not only making perfect reproductions, but then selling model kits. So then anyone could recreate one of August's models. And eventually this came to an ugly end when Tim tried to get one of them signed at a convention. And August just blew up very uncharacteristically. It was the last time he did any kind of a convention. It was soon after the last time he'd do a movie because the CGI revolution happened. And the last thing anyone really heard from August, he was swearing that he would create a stop motion model so intricate that no one could possibly reproduce it.
Okay.
I would like to do a charm roll on. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Dean. You haven't got to go.
Oh no, I was just saying that Bank is gonna stand there like he's gonna stand there listening after he like looked for a USB port, and he's gonna try and stand there, try to keep rapt attention, but subtly moving his right hand for more food. Just kind of like doing this pose, but you just see the orange kind of doing this for food. I was like, yeah, we may have to find him. Also, I have questions about Dinosaur Cop 4.
She kind of laughs a little and she's like, everyone does. That movie was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Surely wasn't your husband's fault on that one. That was all the fault of the director, Honus Flagner. I
Jane's
read
like,
all the Fangorias before I sell them, so
oh, who wouldn't? Wait, what was that last name?
Hortus
Flagner.
Oh, cool.
She's like, oh yeah, Flagner was always trying to start trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was more in it for the drama than the directing, if you ask me.
Yeah. I'm gonna slip the paper with the phone number on it over to Bank, and Be like, see if you can get an address on this August guy, and also look into this.
Will do. I'm gonna use my powerful IT skills of Google to.
Yes. So go ahead and give me, this would be a study roll.
All right, that is also one of my better ones. You got to roll under a 14.
Or equal to would be the best possible. Equal to your number.
I rolled a 5.
Nice. So you pull up, you have maybe it's not exactly in the yellow pages or yellowpages.com, but you have managed to track down August Kanban's home. He lives in like a nice mansion and maybe like a nicer part of town. You also have his home phone number, which is the number that let me see, Desmond tracked down. So it all leads back to August Kanban's mansion.
I was like, all right, I got his address. He's gonna stand up. We should head out soon. He's gonna grab a cookie and take a very dramatic bite out of it.
Wait, that's a little premature. We still gotta go through all these documents, the snacks, of course. I gotta hand out the teas. We're here for the lady, after all. Jane, could you tell us if your husband's ever gone missing before, unexpectedly?
She says, no, he's really not much for trips. You know, we have a home business, and he certainly has never disappeared for a few days without telling me where he's going to be. Also, he's not answering any of his texts or calls.
To your knowledge, was he ever in direct contact with the director prior to all this, besides the the occasional dust up between?
So she says that he had reached out a couple of times. He was thinking of writing a biography on Kanban as like a side project. But as far as she knows, nothing came of that, and the manuscript is still unfinished in Tim's workshop.
Does he have a computer I could take a look at, see if there's anything that might help or find where he may have gone?
She's like, yeah. So they've got like, I don't know, like a crappy old Dell or something.
Yeah, let's take a trip to the office. Take a look. And I'm going to roll that thing, looking for any scraps of paper, secret journals, a mistress, you know.
Heck yeah. So
while you're doing that, I'm going to try and distract Jane a little bit so she doesn't see what you're doing.
Okay, so go ahead and give me I guess it'll be a charm roll for you to try and
Me?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm not very charming, so let's see. Oh, I got a 2 and my charm's an 8, so
heck yeah.
Ooh.
Nice. Could I ask you like how you distract Jane? Like what's your general angle?
Yeah, so I'm because I'm just like this big, like tough looking guy, I'm gonna kind of pose as law enforcement a little bit. Be like, just for our records, is there any way that I could get a contact for you and your husband, just to have something written down in case anything comes up, you know, like maybe a cell phone number for either of you? And I'm gonna take out a flip phone and get ready to take those down.
Yeah, absolutely. You get all the contact info.
Excellent.
What is before we get to Sammy's search, what is Remy and Bank doing while this goes on?
Does she seem to have a pear phone, an orange phone, or the new phone?
What was that?
Are you talking about her landline?
So no, I'm talking about her cell phone.
You said pear phone.
I was thinking the Nickelodeon version of an Apple.
I was gonna say, were you talking about the iCarly iPhone?
They do it on most Nickelodeon shows, not just iCarly.
They do, yes. I watch Quentin reviews. I know.
We don't watch Quentin reviews.
We're not sponsored by Quentin reviews, but yeah.
Check him out. He's the guy who did the 9-hour iCarly video.
There was a
Two
hold on.
part
There's a
Romuculus.
9-hour iCarly.
We can talk about this later.
Yeah, go.
I'll send you the
go.
links.
Yeah, so she does have a cell phone that, she's been texting her husband to no avail.
So I'm assuming she already checked the Find My Friends, the Find My Family, to see if there's a location for him.
Oh, she hasn't. It
Can
didn't
I-
even occur to her.
Hold on. She's like a technical neophyte, or she's just in shock.
I
Freaking
guess it
out.
never occurred to her. Yeah. She's, she's just maybe like a bit of a flighty artist. She hadn't occurred to her yet. She hadn't occurred to me, we'll say. I'm not going to blame Jane for this one. This is on me. Yeah,
I'll say-
so
Yeah, Jane, is
No,
there any
go
way
ahead.
we can check the Find My Friends, see if we can maybe find him on there?
she's like, I didn't even think about that. And she hands it over, and sure enough, the Tim's phone is currently at August Camban's mansion.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a good thing or a bad thing that it's exactly where we expected it, but I'll take it.
It's a 4-hour 45-minute. You know what? Sorry.
That's
It's a
just
good
part
video.
one, Dean. That's part one.
That's a subject for a different day that I got distracted by.
So Jeff, Sammy Braswell's kind of searching Tim's work area. Go ahead and give me like a notice roll to see if you notice any clues.
That's a
Can-
6. My notice is 14.
Heck yeah. Let me dig into my clue file here to find what you see. Yeah, so sure enough, Tim was working on this biography of August Kanban. And inside the biography, you find just like a lot of irrelevant details. You're kind of skimming through. One thing that does stand out to you is that August was kind of obsessed with this German turn of the century stop motion animator who came out of nowhere and made a big splash in Germany right before World War I. No footage of the stop motion sadly exists, but there are a couple of grainy photos. And to all accounts, this was like the fluidity of the stop motion and the things that the German animator named Herkimer, it's Herkimer, could do was unparalleled. The last thing Herkimer was working on is a film called The Homunculus. And this was supposed to be his crowning achievement. And then World War I broke out. Herkimer disappeared. No one even knows if the film was made. There's no one ever found like the stop motion claymation figures. But it looks like August, just any chance he got, he would talk about how glorious Herkimer's homunculus must have been.
So I'm try to get somebody's attention, Bank or Remy, while Desmond has got her attention still. Gonna wave him over.
You gotta walk over or spoos.
Hey, turns out Tim's not the only artist to disappear. This guy Herkimer also disappeared way back in 1910 or whatever. I wonder if this August isn't some sort of immortal, malevolent entity that kidnaps artists and does god-awful experiments or something to him. Uses them to keep him from dying, that kind of stuff. Makes him play life-size chess,
Think
It's
very
not the
highly.
weirdest idea I've ever had.
See, there's a part of me that, as a person grounded in science and reality, wants to dismiss that. But considering last week I fought off strange creatures beyond our knowable comprehension, I can't outwardly dismiss it.
I think before we just go up to the mansion, we ought to look up as much as we can on this August guy. Find out if he's been around for 100 years. Find out if he's got a cult at his disposal. You know, that kind of stuff.
All right. I'm gonna see what's on the computer over here and see if maybe our kidnappee knows more than he was letting on.
Yeah, search him up on Bing.
Yeah. No,
The dark
just gonna
thing.
look over at your character's ass, whose name I've forgotten. I apologize.
Desmond.
Desmond, thank you, because you have a cool name. You look over Desmond. That's ridiculous. No one uses Bing. Everyone uses Ask Jeeves.
I'm sorry. You know me. I'm not the tech guy, and I pull out my flip phone.
Well, yeah, he's gonna try and get into the computer, the old Dell you had mentioned, see if he could find anything, and then at the same time, he's gonna use his laptop to look up Herkimer.
Okay. So you don't really find anything on the old computer that wasn't also found in the manuscript. You basically find like the doc file from the printed out manuscript. There is, you do see one of the supposed pictures or stills taken from the Homunculus film, and it's just a blurry, grainy shot. It's barely visible. You can't really get a good idea of like size of this figure in relation to anything else. Perspective is all askew, but it looks like there's just like this like little fleshy figure with its back turned towards the camera, and all the details are kind of like obscured and lumpy. Could you, though, for the kind of computer dark being research, give me a study roll?
Yeah, let me pull my character sheet here. All right, gotta get 14 or under. I rolled a 10.
All righty. You were all rolling really well. Congratulations.
Look, if there's one thing I'm good at is rolling low.
Yeah. This is the system for that.
If I know us, we're gonna get all our good rolls out right now, and then when we need them.
Oh yeah, for certain. That's when I start rolling just 20 after 20 after 20.
So you do see you come across a name that appears again and again, which is Enzo Moretti, who is there's like some forum posts about him. Apparently, he is a collector of memorabilia. He has ties to just about everyone in the industry. And like, let's say you're like a special effects person and you've come into hard times. Enzo is like always right there to like buy up your stuff and then sell it. There's a good chance that Enzo might know more about August or have some more leads. Like if anybody, it'd be Enzo. He's like the best connected guy.
Oh, and for reference, Jeff, you put that in their chat. Enzo is not Banks' fence. Also, you muted.
Oh shit!
Jeff,
Sorry,
you're muted.
I
go.
came in a little late and I heard you like give him stuff, so I just kind of thought that sounds like a fence.
Oh,
I was like, he's gonna look up. It's like, it might be a good idea to talk to the old director, but I think one person we may want to hit up first is Enzo Moretti. If I'm reading this right, he's the type of guy who will like buy out your props from under you. He probably stole the Battlestar Galactica, not the one you're thinking of.
just for fun, Tess and Az, could you both roll a no roll? And since I'm insisting upon this, I'll say you won't get a point of doom if you do roll doom. This is more of just like seeing if you've heard of something.
I was going to ask to do it, but if you're already saying I'm not going to get penalized.
Yeah. My no was an 8 and I rolled a 14.
Okay, so how about
My no is a 12 and I got an 11.
nice?
There you go.
Okay, so perhaps Remy has seen Enzo before. Maybe your restaurant is just like this weird like hangout spot for people who are kind of on the fringe of the film industry. Like if you're not plugged into the Hollywood machine, you kind of like drop by there from time to time.
All right, we all need to get into our trench coats and hats and walk our way over to the to Tess's restaurant in this where it rains 24 where it rains all the time. Sorry, I had to make a joke.
Kind of more, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do we know where he's gonna be?
He you know what? Let's just make it easy. Maybe tonight is his night. Once a week. He's at the
All right.
restaurant. Yeah, he orders the same thing every week.
Mm.
Good man.
But before we leave, I'd like to get on Jane's level, and I'll be like, Jane, at some point, we're probably going to go try a daring rescue of your husband. We'll be careful, but you're welcome to come along, or it's probably best if you stay by the phone, or rather both phones. If somebody calls or comes by, call us on your cell phone, and hopefully we can. I got a nephew who owes me a favor. I could send him over to guard you if you want. He lives about a mile away. Yeah, now I'm just an old guy rambling.
It says,
Des-
Bart, do you think someone needs to
Desmond
guard me?
pushes you out of the way and then just like holds up his flip phone and is like, if they call you, call us. I'll call you if they call. You know what I mean.
As
There you
Bank
go.
walks by, he's just gonna be like, or don't. The government's watching you through the phone anyway. All right, bye.
Jane looks increasingly concerned at everything everyone just said to her. And by the end of it, all she could do is kind of like wave, perhaps wondering if this was the right move to call you all.
We can't promise you success, but we'll do our best. And
Well,
that's all anybody
please,
can do in these
Ma'am,
situations.
please don't listen to any of them. We're gonna find your husband.
It's
Goodbye.
like this. It's like this group is tagged and ragtag, one might say.
So, Jamie, I have a really important question about this
Yes.
game. The drive stat, is that how driven my character is, or is that how good he is at driving?
That's driving.
All right, cool. So I'll take us to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Cool, because I got like an 8. So
So it
Oh,
is.
wait, you don't want to take a bus? I got a Metro card.
No,
Look,
Sam.
look. We all love the metro system in our city. It is perfect. It is always on time. But sometimes you just have to take the direct route.
Hmm.
What are you driving there, Desmond?
Well, considering that Desmond is usually like a hired help kind of a thing, I'm assuming he's got like a pretty heavily armored like Jeep kind of a vehicle.
Nice.
Like a
So-
black Escalade with tinted
yeah,
windows?
absolutely, and
Or him-
everyone can fit in it.
Or hear me out, a Fiat.
No,
It's a clown car.
Yeah,
Just
really-
full of weapons.
really
Yeah.
throw people off. Like it is heavily armored, but I'm just joking.
yeah.
It's a-
So everybody pile in the Escalade.
All right. You do not need to roll. It's just a standard drive over.
Okay.
But you get them there safely, you know. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that with that score, you know, you are a defensive driver.
I have a 12 in drive. I mean,
Well,
Not to
Desmond,
brag, but
Desmond, that was a very smooth drive. Could not have been any smoother. I compliment you on your driving ability.
thank you. Please rate 5 stars.
I give him a knowing look from one good driver to another.
They share a head nod. Just
Mhm.
so Tess, would you like to give us a few details about your family restaurant? Any special dishes or cool decorations or features?
I think from the outside, it's like the windows are kind of a little bit dark. You can't really tell what it is other than the name. One of the letters is knocked out, but it's not one that makes it look at it, say anything funny. So it's like not worth mentioning other than the fact that, you know, one of the lights is out. And you go inside, there's just a bunch of tables. Usually there's a good amount of people there. There's a couple people in the back, but it's, you know, it's a pretty small restaurant. Excellent question. What kind of food we have? That's the fun part about being a chef. Who's to say?
What's your
but yeah,
maybe
it's
it's a
kinda dingy.
family situation, maybe where they're from?
Yeah, it's a family restaurant. So I'd say it's a weird thing where it's like pizza but also burgers. It's like
It's a
American
burger.
but also not American. Yeah,
Right.
it's
So maybe your family like comes from like a long line of like I don't know like winemakers or like olive harvesters. So maybe it's just like named the Olive Garden or something like that.
Yep.
yeah, the Olive Grove. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olive Grove.
TM, 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 TM.
Yeah, it started out being more Italian, but as the generations go on, people just kind of started adding what they like to make. So now it's we do have limited breadsticks and limited soup and salads. But,
You get one. You get one order.
But I imagine like the scarcity of a limited breadstick offer makes them special. Like it's the one you're gonna get.
they're
this
really
meal.
they're really really good.
I mean, that's actually kind of genius. Like I could see that taking off like a limited breadstick. Yeah.
Can I get a basket of breadsticks? No.
No, you get one.
Can we
We'll-
say that on Friday nights Fridays you sell knish and challah? So I go every week to pick that up.
Sounds about right to me. We serve what people want.
Cool.
Nice.
I will take as we walk in. I will take one deep fried cheesecake cannoli, please.
I'll yell to the guys in the back. I'm like, hey, we're working on something, but can we get just a little bit of food? Thank you.
They give you a thumbs up. So seated in what he likes to call his booth is Enzo. And he's got slick back hair. He wears a Hawaiian shirt. And he always sets up what he calls his good luck chart, which is it's a prop from the movie Shark's Mouth, which was a big hit. It was the first blockbuster. Everyone loves Shark's Mouth.
Shark's
Mhm.
Mouth, right?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
It's
Who
got that
didn't-
song. It's got that song that goes da 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 da.
Yeah.
The winter of '79.
Mm.
Everyone celebrated Christmas by piling into the theater.
Right, no Shark's Mouth.
And so it's almost like he's like flaunting his prize, and he keeps it right there. And more than a few times, Tess, you've seen someone like walk up and be like, "Is that from Shark's Mouth?" And then he gets to brag about it in a really obnoxious way.
Yeah.
And so maybe Enzo like waves as he sees you walk in, but he just goes back to his food.
Bank is going to subtly take a picture of it and then send it to his nerd friends in Discord. To has bragging rights.
I'm sorry. Do you mean Skype?
Yeah, Skype. Yeah.
We're all on TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
TeamSpeak is a
TeamSpeak.
wow. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hang out, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I lean over to Bank and I go, "Is that our guy?"
Yep. That's the one.
All right, so
Sure.
I'm gonna walk over to his booth and have a seat across from him.
It does been real quick before you did that. Like out of character, I wanted to make a joke. It's like,
Yeah.
he's gonna put his head in her chest. Should I go in hot?
Hang back, buddy.
All right. If you need me to go in hot, I'll do it.
I know you will.
We got spit and vinegar running through my veins. Let's do
Yes.
this.
You know what? I'll tell you what. You take a seat. You take some notes on this conversation I'm about to have.
All right. I'm watching.
So Desmond, you have a seat in the booth.
Yeah, across from
Enzo.
Enzo. Yeah, I almost called him August. I know that's not who this is.
So Enzo, in deliberately rude fashion, without looking up from his plate, just shoveling food in his mouth, says, "Can I help you with something?"
Yeah, I was thinking you probably could. What do you know about a Tim Darcy?
He shrugs and he's like, he's a small-time counterfeit replica memorabilia kind of a guy, chump change. He sure as heck doesn't have something like this, and he points to the prop from Shark's Mouth.
What the fuck is that?
You just see Bake going, damn, he stole my line.
So Enzo begins to
Wait,
like
I'm over at the bar ordering our breadsticks and salad, 5 orders of limited. And I look over and I see the prop and I hear what he just did, and I'm just like, that is shameful. Dishonorable behavior. That prop is amazing. I'm gonna go check it out.
I did it mostly to chop his pride a little bit.
Right. Get a rise out of him.
chop his pride you did because Enzo begins choking. Choking on his only breadstick of the evening. And it looks like, I mean, the man cannot breathe. He kind of like half gets up out of his chair. He's holding his throat. What do you do?
I'm gonna give him the Heimlich.
This will be a heal.
I believe you mean the lime hick.
A lime hick.
The
Are
line
you
hick.
okay?
The
So
upper abdominal thrust.
can I-
We got copyrighted.
can I change what I'm doing then a little bit?
Yeah.
TM.
I'm not trained in the Heimlich, but I am trained in punching somebody in the gut.
So I would say for this, it depends on your intent. If you
Heimlich.
want to hurt the guy and disguise it as you're helping him, that'll be like a muscle or a fight. If you want to dislodge the food, that would still be a heal.
Okay.
And keep in mind, everyone, you can nudge a roll by spending a luck, which are essentially your hit points in this case, to roll twice and then take the better of it.
So can I hurt him with the side effect of trying to dislodge the food so that he doesn't die?
Yeah, sure.
All
sure.
right. So do we want to call that muscle?
I'm gonna have to insist on the heal.
Okay.
Can we split
yeah.
the difference between the two? If he's aiming to hurt and heal, can he split the difference between it?
Yeah, you could do 2 separate rolls. You could roll you're probably definitely gonna hurt him with the muscle.
Okay, cool,
So let's
cool.
try that first.
All right. So my muscle is 16.
Yes.
And that's a 6. So
Got him.
Okay.
I'm good.
So you have you basically done 2 damage to this guy. It reduced his luck by 2. His face goes a deep purple. The choking is now combined with like kind of a groaning, I just got punched in the stomach by a rather large man noise he's making, which is a specific noise that Enzo is making.
Mhm.
Go ahead and give me a heal check to try
My
and
heal is 8.
Oh, okay, that's
And that is a 9, of course.
so close. Now, if you wanted to, you could nudge the roll, spending one of your luck to try and roll again.
No, I think what I'm gonna just do is I'm gonna like whip around and be like, I don't fucking know how to do this. He's dying. Somebody help him.
Bank, with the full confidence of a middle-class male, is gonna go up to the situation and try and do his own version of the Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah.
Which I can't think of a funny joke for. So
We're
basically, I'm
gonna
gonna do.
kill this fucking guy.
Well, there goes the cat pigs. We just got to jail. No, I'm
This
gonna
is the
attempt to heal
Peterman maneuver, which is a knee to the gut.
there. Yeah. I wanted to make the joke like his idea of helping him is to like karate chop him in the back, basically.
Oh no.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a heal check.
right.
For karate, healing karate.
Healing karate.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely did not get that. That was a 15. I had an 8 in that.
So he is looking even worse. His eyes are starting to go dim. He's like reaching out. So Remy, this is your place.
Yeah, this is my restaurant. As soon as I heard him go, what the fuck is that? I was like, I'm gonna go get him a special second breadstick. And then I see him start choking, get punched. I'm like, let me get him a drink. And then as soon as I see he's still dying, I'm like, oh nope. And I head over and I am gonna use a luck point because it is so much paperwork when someone dies at your restaurant.
Yeah.
So my heal is 8. So, yeah.
None of us are healers. This is become self-evident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I considered being a nurse, and then I said, let's be a show. I got a 4 and a 20, so we're gonna take a 4. Not the
Hell
20.
yeah.
There you
So
go.
your luck drops by 1. You you are a restaurateur. You know how the Heimlich is done, or the whatever we're calling
This
it.
happens all the time. The breadsticks are very dry.
It's why they're limited.
They're
There
like
are
a
more
It's a
they're like a
safety
Popeye's
thing.
biscuit.
Yeah.
limited for your safety is the slogan
Yeah.
on the breadstick basket.
Wait. The biscuits come super dry from the distributor, and it actually has the Heimlich maneuver directions on the tag on the label.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a whole company-wide training.
So the largest piece of shrimp anyone has ever seen goes sailing out of Enzo's mouth. It lands on another customer's table, right in their thankfully empty breadstick basket. Yeah.
Basically, like, oh no, thank God you're okay, and then try to suddenly like take some food off his plate.
Okay, if you're trying not to get caught, that would be a hide roll.
Oh,
What is
cool.
this? Like an entire pork chop or just a few peas? I mean, what do we?
Yeah,
Oh,
roll.
so
I like
it's-
the idea that
Thank
he's got
you.
pork chops and shrimp on the same plate.
Surf and other turf.
Yeah.
Look,
I
Enzo demands one thing every week, and that's his shrimp chops.
Mm.
We call it a sand and mud.
yeah. There you go.
Yes. Sand and mud. I'm writing that down.
The shrimp are actually like little roly polies. That's where the mud comes from. Or no, the sand.
Like that the mud does not
Yeah.
come from the pig. It comes from the roller polies. Yeah, I rub his back. I'm like, hey, so you okay? You okay?
I rolled a 9. I had to get an 8.
Is he okay?
So
I'm
Enzo catches you trying to steal his food. And he just, first of all, he looks a little baffled. And he's just like, whatever, keep it. I'm not eating any more of that. It's deadly. It's deadly. And then he looks at Remy and he's like, no offense, but it almost killed me.
I know, I get it. We'll try again next week, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you probably shouldn't scarf down turf and turf like that very fast.
So once I see that he is okay, I very forcefully put an arm around his shoulder and I start leading him out of the restaurant. And I go, hey, you know what, buddy? It's time. It's probably time for us to go. Let's have a chat on the way home, huh?
So Enzo is in no state to fight you at this point. He's just kind of like, he's looking around like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. His voice is still all shot from
Yeah.
the shrimp. So you're all outside in the rain, maybe under an awning.
Yeah. So
I
actually,
grabbed the shrimp out of the basket on my way out.
Cool.
Nice.
This
on
is
my way
important.
out, I'm gonna take Enzo's breadstick.
His half-eaten breadstick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just tear it apart. He bit off. You get the rest yourself.
Jeff, is there any thing you'd like to take on the way out?
Did he gather up his gear, like his prop and all that?
Oh,
If not, I'll help out.
Yeah, the shark mouth prop is still on the table.
Okay, I'll grab that and I'll be like, hey, sorry folks, guy had a stomach thing. We're gonna take off here, but food's great. We come here all the time. Everything's gonna be fine.
Enjoy the breadstick. It's good.
Mm.
And Dean, yeah, I just saw that message.
One
I
per
agree.
customer.
Now
They're
would be
very strict.
a good time for a 5-minute break, everybody.
Cool.
Then we can
Sounds good.
continue.
Sick. I will BRB.
And we're back.
Yeah.
And that's why I saved Christmas.
Right before I turned my camera on and unmuted, I sat here loading my whiteboard. What happened?
Whoops, wrong button. Sorry.
Oh,
Thanks,
I
Peter.
was like,
man.
what is happening? So right before I sat down again, I coughed, and Zoom was like, hey dipshit, if you want people to hear you, you're gonna have to unmute your fucking microphone. And I was like, no, I don't want people to hear this cough. Jesus Christ. But it was like so rude. It was like, we can't hear you, honey. You gotta turn that shit on.
Yeah, Zook is pretty disrespectful. I was like, hey, you have your mic off.
Yeah,
Yeah, Zoom. I know.
Yeah.
I'm aware. Thank you.
That's why I'm doing it.
That's
The whole
interesting.
thing.
Well, I've been being super nice to Claire, the Zoom bot, and mine in that case says, "Are you sure you wouldn't like to be unmuted?" with a little smiley face and a heart.
Yeah, mine legit said, hey dipshit, your mic is off.
Claire, I respect you, and I know it's not you.
Anyway, back to the game. I love you, Claire.
We just stepped outside with Enzo. You said
Yeah,
there's
it's-
an awning in the
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah, there's an awning overhead. It's catching most of the rain that has started up while you were inside. Let's see, time of day. I don't know, twilight, evening. It's getting dark.
Love that movie.
And
So-
yeah,
We're up against like the wall of the building, and I've, in a very casual sense, am making it look like I'm leaning up against the wall, but I really have a huge meaty hand on his shoulder, kind of
Uh-huh.
keeping him against the wall while we have a chat with him.
nice.
Bangs, like, this is how slash fiction gets started. This is how
Oh,
this
I'm
how
already
bad
writing it.
fa-
I'm on AO3.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good to know, Remy.
And so I'm just looking at this Enzo guy, and I'm like, "You okay, Enzo? You feeling all right now?"
He's like, yeah, get off me. What are you doing? I'm fine.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad that you're fine. I'm glad that you're fine. I didn't hit you too hard.
Well, no, that didn't even hurt. And he kind of winces and holds his
Mm.
gut.
Yeah, you're a tough guy, Enzo. Yeah, I know that about you. And I also know that you know a thing or two about our friend Jim that mysteriously went missing a few days ago.
Tim.
That would be Tim there.
Yeah,
Tim.
what
Yeah.
they said.
He's like, Tim again with Tim. He's nothing. He's a nobody. He's small time loser, chump change jerk.
He's somebody to you though, isn't he? Because you seem to have a lot of opinions about this guy.
He's like, well, yeah. I mean, I guess he's a competitor, and maybe he undercut me a couple of times. I mean, let me put it this way: I deal in the genuine article, and that guy's out there making reproductions.
What's wrong with that?
I reached
Well,
my hand.
if I may, folks, I'm leaning on my cane, sort of
Yeah.
up against a trash can, and I'm like, the thing is, the good lady wife of Mr. Tim here, she's fearful for his life. You know what I'm saying here? And it would be a shame if the police were to get involved. A whole bunch of uncomfortable questions.
Sam, if I may, and I reach
Sammy,
out my
if you please.
Sammy, of
Sammy.
course. I'm sorry,
And
Sammy. I'm
respect
just trying to
you, yeah.
be professional here. I reach my hand over to Sammy, and I kind of do like a little give it to me gesture, and I'm asking for the prop that was left on the table.
Oh yes, of course. I hand you
Mhm.
the bag or whatever it's in.
Yeah, and so I just have this thing in my hand, and I go, even more so than it would be a shame if law enforcement were to get involved. It would be a shame if I were to just close my fist a little bit
No.
harder.
So-
we love Shark's Mouth.
So Banks is kind of like lean over, like, Sammy, what are you doing, bud? What are you doing?
Take a step back, Bank.
Desmond, what are you doing? That thing's priceless.
Oh, I know.
I mean, technically it's $37.50, but I mean that's a shit ton of money.
Let's
I
not do
gotta-
anything. Let's get a look over at the guy. Don't be hasty. Tell him what he wants to know. I don't want that thing to be destroyed.
Now I have to ask, what does Remy think of this very like strong arm tactics being used like, outside the front of her family
I
business?
don't love it. I was gonna ask if I can kind of clock whether or not he's telling the truth about it, because if he doesn't know about much about Tim, he may know something about August. And so I'd
Oh,
like to know if we think that he actually is hiding something, in which case I'll let it play. It's
yeah.
but
Go ahead and give me like a notice roll to see like if you can kind of get a read on this guy.
Also, you can nudge us like around the corner or down to the park or whatever.
Oh
if you
yeah,
wanna
I
walk and
was
talk.
picturing kind of an alleyway maybe next to your restaurant.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
we go.
yeah, so I've got a 16 in notice. I'm a chef. I got to make sure things don't burn. Let's see. I got a 15.
Hey,
Nice.
that's
So
great.
So you get the idea, you get the feeling that he's really dismissive of Tim, like maybe a little like professional discourtesy, but like he doesn't really seem to have much of an emotional
He's a
response.
non-player to him. Okay.
August, though, any mention of August or allusions to the August side of things definitely hits a nerve.
Yeah,
And
I
it
don't
makes
think
him
we've
look,
mentioned August
oh,
yet. So
okay.
yeah, so I think I'd just be like,
Uh,
and so apropos of nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know much about August, what he's been up to lately?
Hey, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. Not that it's any of your business. And he tries to
Okay,
like
well, that's
straighten up
my
his suit.
business whether or not it's
Yeah,
my
he
business.
tries to straighten up his suit with my hand still on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's like struggling. He runs up frumpier than when he began. His suit is wrinkled. He's like, look, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Just don't hurt the memorabilia. It's one of a
I
kind.
know. It seems a little rough, but we're all friends here. We just want to all have the information we want to know. So,
Hey,
okay,
okay.
so why don't we all just get on the same page about August?
If I could just preface this too, we could do the whole film noir normal thing where there's a conspiracy, it goes all the way to the top. Or what if August is an immortal being that like takes over people's bodies to extend his lifespan? We got this guy Herkimer back in 1910. Maybe that's a
Makes great coffee.
situation that could be developing here. So just keep that in mind as you answer our questions.
Again,
So
I cannot say if that is true or not, given our history, but that sounds like.
Enzo's eyes get wider and wider, and he kind of like leans into Remy, and he's like, Remy, me and you go back a ways. I love eating
Yeah,
here.
that's why I would do anything for you.
I just want to, I'm a little concerned about your uncles or whoever the old guy. He doesn't sound
Look,
like he's
you don't
all
have to
right.
listen. You don't have to listen to everything he says. Okay, you just tell us what you know. If you know
All right.
anything about an immortal being, you let us know. But if not, that's fine too.
Well,
And
what happened?
anything maybe linking the gentleman I mentioned earlier with August also.
Oh yeah, everyone knows. Tim and August had that huge blowout at the convention years ago, and ever
Oh,
since
we
then,
know this. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm talking more recent.
Yeah.
recent. I don't know. I mean, okay.
If I could perhaps jog your memory a little bit, and I just squeeze a little bit.
Oh no. So he's like, look, okay. A couple of weeks ago, I get a call from August out of nowhere. He tells me he wants to sell everything. It says everything. He says, yeah, all the props, everything he made for movies. He doesn't care. He just needs the money. This is a bit unusual. August has never parted with a dang thing, and here he is selling everything. So,
Hold up. Is Enzo the like greatest distributor of old-timey movie paraphernalia? Or is this like you're my shadiest friend, just get me money stat?
I think it's maybe a little of both. Enzo's probably like the outside of maybe like auction houses and more official channels. Enzo's probably like the biggest like private collector and seller of this stuff. And he has a reputation as kind of predatory. Like if you fall on hard times, there's Enzo to buy your stuff. So it would make sense that Enzo is the one that gets the call and especially the one to pick up and to maybe take advantage of August if there's something going on like that.
Yeah.
And so Enzo says, but I got all the receipts. Some people might say I didn't quite pay as much as I could have, but business is business. And at the end of the day, August got a big stack of cash. He looked well, not happy, but August never looks very happy with that.
Was there anything unusual in the? Did he try to slip anything in the stacks? Something weird that you didn't, or that you'd take notice of?
Oh, the only weird thing is I brought a couple of guys over to help haul it out. He was real insistent that he be the one to go up to the workshop. Whole second story of his house is a workshop. He also ran down to the basement. He didn't really bring anything up from the basement, but he wouldn't let us go up or down. We just had to sit in his living room twiddling our thumbs while he dragged
Mm.
everything in.
So that
When was
the
this?
oh, sorry,
Oh, sorry.
you first.
When was this? Did you say?
Oh, this is just a couple of weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. Okay. Anyway,
that-
Desmond, you were saying?
That workshop in that basement, that's one way in, one way out.
As far as I know, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes basements got, little windows you can crawl through or whatever.
I see.
Workshop. Yeah.
All right.
What was the biggest ticket item? What sold for the most, if you don't mind ballparking it?
Oh, well, it just so happens we got a hold of one of two known life-sized robots from Slaughter Droids 2. Yeah, it's in my collection now. But they used it.
Love slaughter robots.
I look over to Bank to see if there's any reaction on his face to that movie title.
You could tell he's trying to act cool at this moment. Like he's like, yeah, yeah, sure. But you could tell he's like freaking out. Like he's got it.
Got it.
He's like-
Okay.
He's like,
Do
yeah, I
I
got it
know
in my
the-
living room.
Do I remember the estimated market value of this robot?
I would say give me a no check. Perhaps you read it in like a magazine at the newsstand.
Yeah, I got a 13. My no is 16.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. This thing would be worth maybe 10,000 among the right collectors. Because while the movie, for most of the scenes, you have like a little like stop motion slaughter bot. For a couple of scenes with the actors, you needed the full size articulated motion robot. And this is one of two known copies. But Enzo's like, all I got to do is track down that other one and I'll have the set.
Do you know who might have had that other one?
I wish someday I'll get it. And then it'll be mine.
You know,
wheezes a little bit.
probably shouldn't evil laugh in front of people interrogating you. Just saying it does make you seem more incriminating.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Actually be.
Hey, this isn't an interrogation. This is a conversation amongst colleagues.
friends.
Oh yeah. Wink.
It wasn't an evil laugh. It's just my laugh. I'm always like, ha, ha, ha. I see when I go on Reddit, I see a little
Oh,
picture of a
yeah.
kitten. I'm like, ha, 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 ha. And
Quietly,
it's
I'm
like,
like, that is-
You saw
that is-
Tim from time to time, right?
yeah, we crossed paths a couple times.
Did he have a mistress or a mister?
Tim? I mean, he's lucky to be married. I don't think that guy could pull a mistress. Nah. I mean, who's knocking down Tim's door? Guy's a dweeb. Now, me, not to brag, but he begins to brag.
Oh,
As he starts to brag, I cut him off. Anyway,
Yeah, as he starts to brag, I just hold up the prop again.
No. I get the sanctity of marriage. I understand.
if someone were wanting to buy props besides from you, where else would they go?
I mean, just, like the major auction houses is about it. If you're buying reproductions, there's Tim and a few other guys out there making reproductions. There's not a big market. Most people just put stuff on eBay, even if it's authentic.
Well, I fellas, do you think this is all we need from our friend here?
I do have one question for you. Do you have the original recreation of the Cyber Slayer 2's sword? I was looking all over the place.
Okay,
eBay
we're
doesn't
done here.
have
We're
it.
done here. That's You don't need to
holds,
answer.
he holds out a business card to bank, and he's like, "Call me."
Yeah, and so if you think of anything else, you call us. Okay, you know my number.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, if you feel like your life is threatened at any point, we're trying to
Like
look
now?
out for the good lady
Yeah, no,
wife.
give
we
the
can-
man back.
Enzo,
look out for you
your
as well.
life is not being threatened right now, my friend. And I release my grip on his shoulder and just give him 2 big pats.
Yeah, not from us, of course. No, I mean if you need us to just call us, get old Desmond's phone number there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
Also, if you see
So when I hold up the prop to him, I slip my business card in between the teeth of the shark and give it to him.
Oh no.
he takes
also
it.
also if you see the beings behind your mortal comprehension that seem to sit at the corner of your eye, call us. All right, bye.
All right, yeah, and so next week your breadstick is on the house, okay?
Well, thank you, Rebby. I appreciate.
I got you.
It would mean a lot to me if maybe next time you leave your friends at home.
You know what? I'll see what I can do. But you know the thing about it.
Yeah, I got you.
You know how
good.
it goes.
And so I'm
All
gonna
right.
be honest with you. I primarily live off the consistency of the spread that the old man here gives out to us and her restaurant. I basically don't eat anything else. So
You might run into him, but it won't be like this, okay? Unless it needs to be, and then we'll be very forthcoming about it. Maybe a little less violent, but I cannot guarantee anything. You know that.
As
So
everybody else walks away, I kind of eye up Enzo and I'm like, you know what I'm capable of now. If you need that kind of thing on your side, I know that you have the money. That's what that card's for. And then I turn and walk away.
it's desmondmon.com is the name is the URL you want to use. I set up the website for Desmond. I get the email, but I'll forward it to him. He'll be fine.
Better call Desmond.
Better call Desmond, yeah.
So just a refresher, which one of you left a phone number for Jane to contact?
I did.
Oh, yeah,
Desmond
we
did.
gave her
Yeah,
Desmond's number.
Desmond's.
They
So
call you, you call me.
you get a text from Jane saying that she just received a call from Tim. It was cut short. All she could make out is it's real. He did it. I can't believe. And then the line went dead.
All right.
Jane sounds ecstatic though. Like Tim's alive. It's good news in her eyes.
Fellas, and Remy, I'm sorry. I don't want to lump you in with fellas.
Oh, it's okay. You can, fellas. It's fine with me. Thank you for
Okay,
checking,
all right,
though.
all right.
I appreciate you.
You're all a bunch of good
I
fellas.
respect.
Absolutely.
So I just got word from Jane. She heard from her husband. He said it's real. So I feel like that doesn't bode well. But she seems happy. But we should probably just go pick him up or something.
Do
Yeah,
you mind
absolutely.
if I can get the phone there?
I think I know something.
I hand over my flip phone.
What if he found Homunculus?
That's what I'm thinking.
What if you found what?
Homunculus,
the thing made by Herkimer.
yeah, that
Herkimer.
German director from
God,
1910.
Okay.
Like he found the phrase was he found it. It's real, and supposedly this thing no one's ever found, but maybe the director whose name I can't remember. That's out of character. That's me saying that because I've got bad memory.
That'd be August.
Yeah, August. What if August found a copy of Homunculus?
Oh, like the prop? Or do you think it's like the thing?
I think it might be the thing.
Okay.
Love that movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
but also they may also have the movie Homunculus too. So
Homunculus 2. It was not as well received as the first one. Homunculus.
yeah, well, that's because they made it a prequel. That didn't need a prequel. Anyway, we should go to August's house.
Yeah, let's head over there. I'll drive.
So I'll finish off the call with Jane. I'll be like, Jane, it's Mr. Braswell. Hey, I just wondered, how did that call go with Tim? You seemed so happy. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't in trouble anymore.
She says, well, I'm happy he's alive. For all I know, he might still be in trouble. He sounded strange, either excited or scared. I couldn't quite make out the tone, but he almost like manic energy, and it didn't sound like Tim. Tim's very low key. Something's.
How does he
I'm worried.
normally end a call with you?
Well, not with Mr. hanging up and ignoring my further texts. I'm sorry.
you don't-
She's not laughing. That's
Out of character. It's obviously I wouldn't hear that one side, but there's part of me that wanted to say like, what, you don't just do that? You don't just hang up on people?
people always do that in movies, right?
Yep.
They're like,
What is this,
okay,
Hollywood?
and then they just yeah.
Bake has the worst phone etiquette though, in fairness.
He does.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I'll
she
say,
just says,
well, I'm concerned that he might still be in trouble. So if you don't mind, we're gonna keep doing a little digging.
she's like, of course, please bring him home if you can. Alrighty.
Do you have
so-
a message for him if we need to say drag him out of some sort of dream realm or restore his sanity somehow? Do you have like a special anecdote that only the two of you know about?
Once again, I cannot determine if you're just paranoid or if what you're saying is real given our history.
I do
he
like
clearly has a lot of interest in he's an amateur sci-fi writer, he's
So she seems like super baffled by the question, and she's just like, just tell him to come home. It's been days. I'm worried sick about him. This has gone on long enough. All that fun he's having over August's house needs to stop. Like, come home.
Mhm.
Can I tell him you want to make his favorite meal?
If you think that'll help, sure.
Blintzes.
And what is that? What's his favorite?
Boys love blintzes.
Blintzes. He's always getting together with the boys, and they high five and eat blintzes.
Oh yeah.
Sundays are for the boys and for blintzes.
Is there
Boys
a
break for blintzes. I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Is there a particular fill-in for those blintzes that he does not enjoy?
He doesn't like buckwheat blintzes. He
That's
prefers
Boys do not break for buckwheat blintzes.
he prefers the blueberry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good deal.
Great. So
We have established that.
Boys, but boys do break for blueberry blintzes. Got it.
So as I will say at this point, the rain is coming down hard. It's a dark night. There's no moon.
okay.
You can certainly drive there, but it'll take a while. Or you can take a series of maybe dangerous shortcuts, sliding around corners, possibly nicking a couple of phone booths or paper stands. These might still have some of those in big cities. This
Hey,
would require-
Montague, this might be a good time for that metro ride.
Does anyone else notice it always seems to rain?
No.
Are you
What's that?
nervous?
It's like life is a simulation or something.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
So it would require, with a driving check, you could potentially get there much sooner and in a better position for everybody, or you could like spin out and crash into a phone pole if things don't go quite right.
Can I,
Those are-
can I
I'll do a
assist with
driving
my
check.
12 drive?
I also have a 12 drive.
That, but
Yes.
by the way, the buy options there, just like you get there very safely, or you crash and burn in a fiery death.
Yeah, I'll make a drive roll.
Yeah. And we'll say if the drive roll fails, Jeff, you can assist by spending
Yeah.
one of your luck to nudge as his
Okay,
roll.
cool. But I don't have to do it right at the
No,
start.
not until
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Cool. All right. So 12 in drive. That is a 6.
You do
Wow.
it. I will
I'm
ask.
backseat driving, of course, pointing out various shortcuts.
Okay, boomer, calm down.
Hmm.
I'd like to think that like one of you has Google Maps open, but then
Oh,
like
Bank for
Uh,
certain has Google Maps open.
Sammy's like shouting over it with a paper map in the back, like arguing over the
Yeah.
directions. Uh, either way,
Look
though,
at this fucker. Get around
up-
this old bastard.
Oh, I'm on it. I'm on it.
do you have any
The
driving
map
tunes
quest is
though?
not helping at all.
My driving tunes. I
Show
listen,
tunes.
I listen to old timey jazz stations.
Oh damn! Desmond has so much
Yes.
class that I'm a little jealous of him in
American
real life.
standards, yeah.
hmm Also, I kind of have a plan in mind. If you guys will hear me out on it.
All right.
So, because now we have met Enzo, know a little bit about him, I'm thinking that Desmond can, waltz right up to the front door, talk to August about private security, whatever the hell. Leave the flip phone with you guys so you can check those basement windows, see if you can hear a ringer on a phone from inside. Like call and see if you can get, is it Jim or Tim? I keep forgetting.
Tim.
Tim. See if you can like hear Tim's phone from inside, try and like pinpoint where he's at.
All right.
That's-
Sounds pretty good.
All right, cool. So I'm going to leave my phone with one of you guys.
Yeah, did we all get his number from Jane?
We can spread it out.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
you
mean
know.
I got it, so I can just give it to you. I don't know why I have to give you my phone. That's true. But if that sounds good to everybody,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
all right, cool. So I guess when we get to August's place, I kind of park around the corner so that the other people getting out of the car are out of sight.
Can you do it just a few lengths down and pop the hood, and I'll pretend to be looking at the engine in case we need
Yeah.
to make a quick getaway. I can just give me the keys,
For sure, I can do that. Yeah.
and so I'll be our lookout if something crazy happens.
All right. So that leaves the other two, Remy and Bank, to check the perimeter. Okay.
Okay. So it's like a nice estate. You're now on the outskirts of the city, nicer, wealthier neighborhood and everything. There's an iron gate, but no locks. You're able to go right on in.
Yeah.
You see that the first floor, the lights are very dim. But the second floor, all the curtains are drawn, tons of light shining through them though. What do you do?
I walk right up to the front door. I'm also looking around if there's any cameras on the
Not
outside.
that you see. No, it doesn't look
Cool.
like this place is big on security.
Okay.
I have a follow up on that, but I'm gonna let Desmond do his thing first.
Cool. I'm gonna walk right up to the front door, ring the doorbell.
All right. After a moment, you hear steps coming. Anything you want to do before it opens?
I'm gonna throw on a pair of sunglasses.
Nice. Answering the door is a younger guy, much younger than August. This is a blonde guy, kind of a hangdog expression. He's very like slightly built, shorter fellow, and he kind of looks up at you and he says, "Oh, hey there." And this
Hello.
is, as you, I assume she showed you. This is Tim.
Hmm.
He
Okay.
says, "What can I help you with?"
Are you by any chance Tim Darcy?
Yeah, that's me.
Tim, your wife is looking for you.
Oh, I just got off the phone with her.
Yeah, you should come home.
I'm going to, of course, right after we're done.
Done with.
Who are you again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, your wife is just worried sick about you. I'm a private investigator. My name is Desmond Montague. She hired me to kind of track you down and just make sure that you're safe.
Oh my God, we can't afford a private investigator.
I'm taking this case pro bono. Your wife and I, we're old friends, so this is a personal thing.
She never mentioned a private investigator.
He's from her old college stable.
Yeah.
her old film noir days, you know.
I mean, who hasn't had their film noir days, right?
Yeah, I mean, you may recognize some of my work on older stop motion flicks. It was a hobby of mine before getting into the private sector.
You are kidding.
No, not at all.
You know what? And he kind of like looks past your shoulder to see if he's like, "Come on in. I got something to show you. You are not going to believe this."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all right,
so,
yeah.
We'll cut over to Remy and Banks. I believe the plan was you were gonna head around and call Tim's
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah. Did we leave before the door opened? I'm assuming we kind of just.
I thought you were supposed to split up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think that's. So Banks. I'm thinking maybe. Well, first, are there any like trellises to get to the second floor at all?
There are trellises to get to the second floor. There's also, as you're looking around, there is like one of those like small like half windows into a basement.
Like a little
currently-
garden apartment window. Okay.
Yeah.
Banks, you want to take upstairs, downstairs? Let's see what we can find out, right?
Yeah, let me check downstairs. Well, normally I wouldn't be caught dead in a place where everyone dies in a horror movie, but that unfortunately may be where, if there's a server for security, that it may be. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
So I guess yeah, I'll go up to a trellis near a window and try to get up there, see what I can find. I know the windows are closed, but maybe if I can hear anything, if I can see anything through a little slip in the blinds.
Okay. So first we'll have you you climb up the trellis. It's raining out. The kind of like ivy is getting caught up in your fingers. You do manage to make it up there. You kind of like have to cling to the window, cling just outside the window. You if you peek through the very bottom of the curtain, you can see what looks like a work table or workshop table. It is completely covered with clay figures, little robots, all kinds of like movie memorabilia type stuff. It looks like none of it looks finished though, and you don't recognize any of these figures.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't recognize any of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's no one in the room. It's just
from the point of view, it's almost like the figure's like blocking anything beyond the table.
Makes sense.
You
Yeah,
don't
for
hear
sure.
anyone though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess that's technically, I mean, do I know anything more about Homunculus so I could see if I recognize it from that, or would that be
Well, you
too
have
far out of the
seen
realm of
you have seen the photos of what is proposed to be the homunculus, that blurry photo that I believe Bank found on the computer. So you'd
So I don't
recognize it if you
recognize
saw it, but you don't see it in this
Okay.
crowd.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'll shimmy on down and see if I can find. Oh, sorry, you go ahead if you have.
Oh, I will say though, so where the trellis leads up to, like, there's the window won't open,
Mhm.
but if you very precariously, like, kind of stretch dangerously so and reach, you could possibly open another window, but it would require like a muscle roll. for
A
you to
muscle
kind
or
of-
a move roll?
Let me see here. I would say either one because it's kind of a combination of balance and also
Yeah.
holding on.
Technically, I think they're both an 8. So, yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay.
Hope for the best. Can I decide to use a luck after I fail if I fail, or do I have to make the decision now?
So here's something else you could do. You're at the second story. It's a long ways down. You could really hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's 12 feet. That's not nice.
Or you could, if you want to,
And
you
think
could
a little bit.
alter, raising your doom by
Alter.
1 and making it so the window in front of you, that's the one you open, and it's not even locked.
That sounds a lot more comfortable than following the one story plus a little bit of basement. So I think I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I have to roll for it still, or am
You
I
do
just
not. All you do is you just
Sweet.
raise your doom by
add
one.
one to my doom?
And optionally, you don't have to do this, but optionally, is there any kind of like cool effect or like little spin or flavor you want to put on this alteration? Like, what does changing reality look like in your mind?
Where it is too far away, but I need it to be not too far away.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of just gonna go quick,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna get closer.
That's awesome. Like an animated window, it like hurries over.
Exactly.
Like
Oh,
Beauty
that's
and the
great.
Beast style.
Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah, so back down on you're gonna be able to get in there just fine. We'll cut briefly over to actually just because I think it's funny. First we'll cut back over to Jeff and Sammy. You're just messing around with the engine, right? Just on
keeping an
lookout.
eye on the approach as much as I can see of the block around the building.
In the
So-
cinematic release of this, we see Remy in the background climbing up the trellis.
Yeah. So a car passes by and there's a couple of obvious out-of-towners, they're tourists with let's say French accents, and they're asking for directions. They just want to
Oh,
know.
Zuta Lore! Yeah. Sure. You go this way a couple blocks, you get to the water tower, you go over the hill, you take your second right. Boom. You're at the Flenderman's Deli, you go left, and you're at the Hollywood Bowl or whatever town we're in.
Yeah, one of those towns.
It's right there. You can't miss it.
We're in Cityville.
I imagine has anyone seen Babe 2, Pig in the City?
Pig in the City, yeah.
Yeah, this is
yeah.
one of those places where it's just like all the major landmarks from around
Yeah.
the world are in this city.
San Francisco.
Side note, I had a friend in
Yes.
high school who Babe 2, Pig in the City was the only movie he'd ever seen in his life.
What?
We would like reference movies and we'd be like, "Have you seen this, Brian?" And he'd be like, "I've seen Babe, Pig in the City."
That is a bizarre, like,
That is amazing.
It's
Yeah.
good enough as a bit. If it was if that is the truth, that is 10 times better than a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
one of the funniest things anyone's ever said to me.
Yeah.
I want to start saying that to people. Like, all I've seen is Babe 2, Pig in the City.
And
know?
you
Yeah.
gotta say the whole name too. Like,
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
say like I saw Babe 2. You gotta say I saw Babe 2 at Pig in the City.
Yeah.
Oh, that is great. So they thank you and they speed off. You've helped a couple of out-of-towners find their way to the San Francisco Eiffel Tower
The
of Liberty.
the Eiffel Bridge of Liberty.
Yeah. Dean,
Yes.
so you're creeping around the basement. Were you going to do the plan and like dial the number and everything? Or
Yeah. I was gonna dial the number. I was gonna listen in, and
you
then
listen. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, and with his laptop, he's also gonna try to see if there's any networks here. That way, he can find like if there's any like cameras, basically.
Ooh, that is a good thing to do. Okay, so first of all, do you dial the number or do you look up the stuff on the laptop first?
I'll start with the laptop first because
Okay.
that will determine how far he goes. You know.
The laptop, there is a local Wi-Fi network with let's see here. I would say either a no or arguably even a fix. You could kind of like try to hack into the network.
I think I'm gonna do a no because that's a 16, and my fix is a 6.
Okay,
So,
probably a good call.
yeah.
Dude, if
I
your
rolled-
laptop ever breaks, you're in trouble.
So yeah. Look, I'm a software engineer, not a hardware engineer. I rolled a 3, so
Ooh. So you cannot find a way to tap in unless you want to try and nudge the roll or alter. That's always on the table.
Wait, a 3 is not a success?
Oh, I'm sorry. Of course. That is a success. Thank you. I'm getting backwards.
You're thinking
over here.
about it the other way around.
Yeah. I'm looking at all these notes. The words are squirming
Look.
on the page. I'm in trouble.
look, Jayme, my only saving grace for this game is that I do roll low normally anyway. Is like
I have to say that Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
This
was
is just like the worst string of good bad luck I've ever seen because I
Yeah.
don't think we've even had a failure yet. It's all these like nice low rolls.
Yeah. At the end of the game, I'd be botching the hell out of it, but in this one, I'm doing great. Love it.
Quick production note: we're coming up on 3.
Oh.
Do you want to go a little long?
I could go long.
Yeah,
Okay, I can go a little long.
I had to
Okay.
I'd push my plans away anyway because it's 1 degree outside. So yeah.
So yeah, if you want to get us to a cliffhanger or a
Yeah.
revelation, something like that.
Here's a fun cliffhanger. Dean, you go ahead, failing the compute. Oh wait, I'm sorry. You do gain access to the and as the cameras are turning on one by one, you're looking through and there's an external shot, maybe in the background, you can see Sammy like leaning over the car. You see like a window suddenly move from an outside view. There's a shot there's like a grainy like night vision shot of the basement, and laying on the floor of the basement is a body. It's a cliffhanger. And we can take a break, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
and we'll do a little what do you call it? Debrief, after action report, talk about the game and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But did you want? I think the question is, did you want to finish the one shot, or did you want to end on a cliffhanger?
I'm down to finish. I
Yeah.
don't know if you all are.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, this was
finish.
like designed as a one shot, so I think we've got it.
Okay,
cool.
Yeah. I'm going to continue.
So wait, what's going on? Are we taking a little break here, or are we just?
There's a body. I mean, we had one.
Yeah,
I don't need one.
I'm fine.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there is a body in the basement. Bum bum bum. Back in the house though, Tim is happily leading Desmond through a very it's like a classy looking living room. Like perhaps some people might imagine like a special effects guy's house would be like one big like toy store. But this is like weirdly restrained, especially because most of the display shelves downstairs are empty. Recently cleaned out, you could say. And Tim is just like, let me ask you something. Do you know much about the history of stop motion animation?
I've picked up a few bits here and there.
Specifically today.
Have you ever heard of a German animator named Herkimer by any chance?
Herkimer. That's the guy who made the Homunculus, right?
That's the guy, the very one.
Yes. I see.
Yeah. He disappeared after the war. No one ever found him or any of the props from the movie or the movie.
That's right. I saw the BuzzFeed Unsolved about that.
yeah. The bee.
I believe you mean the fuzz bead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not solved.
Not solved.
The Fuzzbead Sunfalled.
Yeah, let's go with that.
What you said? No, I'll say that again.
The Fuzzbead Sunfalled.
There you go.
I watch that every week.
Yeah.
Never
with Rain and Cheyenne.
Rain and Cheyenne.
Bullgoys.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, of course, August can ban. This is his house.
Of course, I came to speak to August.
Augie. Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Well, he's right upstairs where we've been working. Would you like to come and see the big reveal? And when he says this, something is definitely off about this guy's face. He's just
Ask
like
him about the blintzes.
I'm about to. Yeah. I mean, yes, I would love to come and see this big reveal, but you got to promise me one thing after this, Tim, okay?
Yeah, sure. What?
Your wife wanted me to tell you that she is making your favorite blintzes when we get home. You remember those?
Yeah, who couldn't forget blintzes?
Yeah, which blintzes are those again?
I like them all.
But
I'm not-
what's your favorite?
It's hard to pick. I'm not really picky. I like, I don't know.
Hold up. Hold up. A nerd not being picky? I don't believe that for 1 second.
Yeah, she said it was either going to be buckwheat or blueberry, one of the two.
I've always liked strawberry. But
Ah.
anything's good. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you? What's your favorite blintz or pancake or what have you?
Let me tell you, I'm a fan of Nutella crepes.
Ooh. I'll have to get that recipe.
It's Nutella and crepe.
Can I tell you something that was disappointing? One time at a restaurant, I ordered Nutella crepes, and they just gave me a tortilla with Nutella in it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's
terrible.
horrifying.
Yeah,
That's a crime.
it was a
Yeah.
crime. Sorry, back to the scene.
Is it at least a heated tortilla? Because I'm imagining like cold out of the refrigerator.
No, I mean it was heated, but it wasn't like what you do with the tortilla when you heat it up. It was just kind of like they put it in the microwave for like 5 seconds, that type of heat. Yeah, it was
Terrible.
very
It was
disappointing.
Tortilla, yeah.
That's like something you eat when you have nothing left in the house.
Look, that's a struggle meal. All right,
That's a me
Yeah.
in college move.
Yes. Yeah.
that's a struggle meal. That is me
Mhm.
like 3 years ago during my struggle meals. Right, that was
Yeah.
disappointing. Sorry,
But
Sorry
yeah,
for the side note.
anyway,
When I
enough
run out of
about
bread,
blitz.
I use tortillas for everything. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
not that
fine.
weird.
With the
Back-
Nutella, and then you call
Stop
it a
having
Nutella
crepes.
crepe. Yeah, they called it a Nutella crepe. That was the disappointing
That's
part.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Very fucked up.
More like Nutella crepes because you're like, crepes.
That's
Um,
crepe.
So back outside, Jeff, Sammy, a car pulls up and the tinted window goes down.
Can I
And
make
there
one more
is-
note on the previous scene?
Yes.
As soon as Tim says strawberry blintzes instead of one of the other ones,
Yeah.
I put my hands in my pocket and I put on my brass knuckles.
Excellent. Back outside, the window rolls down. There is a stony face looking bald guy with a really thick neck, a black suit and sunglasses. And he rolls down the window and he looks at you, Sammy, and he says, "Hey, come over here."
Hey, I would, but I'm up to my balls in this engine here. Maybe you could give me an assist, huh?
Don't got time for that. Did a car just go by with a French couple?
It's not to my knowledge. I've been pretty much just focused on this here engine. Sure you don't got a grease monkey in there somewhere? Hey,
Jeff, could I have a hide check? As you hide the fib you are telling this fella.
Also,
it's
like,
not a charm? Shit.
also, this is how you get kidnapped. I'm just gonna point that out. The guy just like,
Hey, come over here.
yeah, you're just like, okay, sure.
I got an 18, so I would like to alter the
Yeah.
world.
Okay. What changes? Anything you like here?
There
I didn't
is,
mean to
in
do that.
fact, a very attractive woman who's very good with cars in the back seat, and she asks him if he doesn't mind her helping me out.
All right. So an attractive mechanic conveniently placed in the back seat. She hops out. She's wearing like a red evening gown, but
Now-
also has like a bag of mechanics tools.
If I may, he never specified the gender, so all we know is like
Oh.
a big broady man is gonna come out with like huge pecs and be like, yes, let me help fix your car.
Right. A
Oh, I
hunky
did say an
mechanic.
attractive lady.
Oh, okay. I misheard you.
okay.
Damn. Well, there was that joke.
And there's something here about make someone or something lower their luck by 5.
Yeah, so that's if you want your altar to take the form of some kind of attack.
Oh, okay, never
Um,
mind.
Yeah. And that could be, like a magical attack. Like maybe you have a gun and it's definitely going to shoot someone in like the perfect spot. And that's how you do you like basically do 5 damage to people. You alter as an attack.
Gotcha.
In this case, it's not really necessary. Yeah. So The guy with the glasses, he's just like, we don't have time for this. And she says, I'll catch up. And then she proceeds to help try and fix the car that's not broken. Um, the
Nice. We have a nice, 50s, 60s, older couple bonding. My wife's been dead over a year, so I'm getting back into the mix,
Okay, Gary from Golden Bachelor.
Yeah.
Nice. We have a golden bachelor moment here. She never
Oh,
misses.
and she will definitely realize in 10 seconds or whatever that I just pulled out one of the spark plugs and put it in my pocket. So
she notices that there's just a spark plug missing. But you know what? She's enjoying your company so much. She just pretends not to find the problem. And you two have a lovely few minutes talk. Uh, back to back to Remy. A window has conveniently moved into place, allowing you to enter the workshop above if you like. What do you do?
I would like to scope it out before I jump in there because so far things have been a little quiet as far as I can tell, and somebody's got to be somewhere.
Oh, for sure.
I'm pretty sure there's about to be 2 or 3 people somewhere.
Well, how would I know that? I gotta check.
You push open the window and you can kind of like lift up the curtain and peek through. There is a brightly lit room with rows and rows of tables, all kinds of half-finished clay sculptures, little robots, all kinds of things. Again, all this stuff looks like it's made recently or under construction. Although in the back of the room, you do see the only other remaining life-sized replica slaughter droid from the movie. Apparently, August wouldn't part with it, but it's up on a display. There is seated with his back to you in an overstuffed easy chair. There's a man, judging by his wavy black hair, it probably is August, but you can't quite see his face. And he's hunched over something and just kind of like almost like rocking back and forth. And you see his arms moving. It kind of looks like someone's like crocheting or knitting or something. Like he's just working away at something. Other than that, you don't see anyone else. There is, however, like an open like stairway leading down, which we maybe currently a couple of people are just about to head in.
I'm gonna take a photo of what's happening on my LG chocolate slide phone,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna send it to everyone else with just a bunch of question marks and be like, ah.
Okay.
In response, I'm going to send everyone a screen capture through my sidekick too. The image of the man laying on the ground.
I get 2 little buzzes on my Nokia Z Flip or whatever.
I love her. It's like, hey, here's the room you're about to walk in, and here's a body. That's not the best.
I flip it open and I have to wait like 30 seconds for the photos to download, and then I just
Takes a
go.
while.
I have that really big galaxy that like barely fits in my pocket, and it's buzzing and buzzing, but I'm ignoring it.
You're busy.
Yeah, please tell me you have like a leather holster.
Oh,
Like a
sure.
real man,
You know,
like
there's
leather
a belt holster for the
Yeah.
phone.
Mhm.
Like it's so big you had to cut 2 of them in together and like duct tape them to hold the
Mhm.
galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, out of character question, Dean, did you ever make the call to Tim?
No, I my scene jumped after I found the body, so I've not been able to do it yet.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Well, you haven't been able to do anything in a while. Dean, go ahead. What would you like to do here?
I'm gonna start by calling Tim.
You hear a phone call from the basement.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. On my path, since I got my laptop there, I'm going to like shut off any camera that might see me on my way there.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna try and get that window open.
Sorry.
As I say, if it's a window that can be opened, is the plan. Is if I can open.
There are rocks nearby, and you could smash it if you like.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do some smashing. I'm guessing that's either a fight or a strength.
Yeah, muscle, or
Or
I'll just say
muscle.
muscle. Although, I mean, we're talking about glass. I'm not even sure it'd be a roll. It's just that it will alert anyone who may be in the basement. Uh, or you could
Uh,
like quietly alter, of course, but that's, you know,
let's.
all our alterations just moving windows around.
Look,
Anything's possible. The world's your oyster, yes, but we want to move windows around.
that's
As,
what I do in real life too.
as
Dean, you
much.
could also. No, I don't want to backseat or anything. Do you want to retcon and tell me where the picture you sent me is from?
Oh yeah, for certain. Like in the message will include found this in the basement. Also, don't see a Christmas tree. Um,
Okay.
the,
Means it gets a live one.
so yeah, we'll send that to everyone, and then so there's the only way to get the window open is basically to go through it, so to speak.
Yeah, you could smash it unless there's anything you want to change about the scene.
All right. As a yeah, I'll spend a doom to alter it and basically to make if it's not a hinged window, it is now a hinged window and it opens.
Well, just to throw you a bone, we'll say it just opens like automatically. It's like a little squeak.
Okay.
Would you like to head into the basement or?
Yeah. Before I do so, I'm gonna put the camera in this room on a feedback loop, so it always appears just the same the entire time.
Nice. Nice.
In the modern era, nerds like this have way too much power. Anyway, he's gonna and then he'll slip down there to go check on Tim, or at least the perceived body of Tim.
It is indeed Tim. He is, it looks like he was perhaps clubbed over the head or something. He's got like some blood running down his forehead. And it looks like he's been there a while. One of his fingers are missing, we'll say. Not to get gory or graphic, but he needs a digit. And that is how he's doing.
This is a freshly missing digit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take another photo and sit with my sidekick too, and send it off to everyone, saying, "I found Tim. He's in the basement." Now, IT specialist being known for their strength, he's gonna try and get Tim out of there through the window.
Okay. So that'll be, I'm gonna say this is not only a muscle roll, which is bad. I'm gonna say that this is a tilted roll, which is sort of like rolling at disadvantage. Roll an additional d20, take the worst. Either one that would be worse. So if you had a failure and a doomed roll, we would go with the doomed roll.
Is Tim definitely alive?
He seems dead. Oh, in the basement anyway.
Oh,
Upstairs,
yeah,
he's fine. Go figure.
basement Tim is dead. Lobby Tim is fine.
Don't be like basement Tim.
Don't be like basement Tim. No, the whole point was just to get Tim out of there, regardless of his, because like if they find him, then they have something to work with. Okay, so I have to get an 8 or below. I rolled a 6 or a 13. It's the 13.
So you cannot do that, and like you get like you fall back down and kind of like twist your ankle a little bit. It's going to take you a little while to get back on your feet. So we'll say that just as the text goes out that Tim is dead in the basement, that's when Tim and Desmond walk into the room, and Remy, you can see Tim and Desmond walk into the room. Tim
Can
is
I make a notice roll to see if I notice that Remy is out there?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. So my notice is 12, and of course I rolled a 13.
I'm very well hidden.
So you don't see it. And Tim, he runs over to August, the guy in the chair, and he's like, this August, you got to see this. You got to see this. He bumps into August, And August like slumps back in his chair. He's got dark glasses and this like frozen rictus grin, and his hands are just continuing to build, even though they're no longer touching. On the table is the homunculus, this weird, twisted, fleshy figure, basically like naked, but doesn't have any details or anything. It's like half formed. And it's got this weird, malevolent features. All of a sudden, there's a blinding flash, and you hear a click, and the frame advances. And all of a sudden, its eyes have moved to look at you.
Oh my god. Okay.
A moment later, there's another blinding flash, another click, and it's
Oh my
gone
god.
somewhere
oh my
in
god,
the
this is
room.
that Nine Inch Nails video.
So Tim, that's the homunculus, huh?
Tim just starts howling with laughter. And like his posture changes, and it almost looks like a puppet being held up on strings. It's just kind of like loose, and he's just like, ah, ha, 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 ha.
All right, I look over at August. What is he doing?
August just continues to like work away at something, even though his hands are no longer there. The glasses begin to slide off, and you see that his eyes have been replaced by clay eyes.
Okay. I am going to. Is Tim between me and August?
He's just off to your side.
Okay, I'm gonna try and push him off his feet and make an advance towards August.
Okay. Tim goes, well, go ahead and give me a muscle check for that.
Yeah. So muscle check 16 for me. And I rolled a 16.
Heck yeah. That means you get a free alteration.
Okay.
So I will say just now you catch sight of the homunculus. So if you wanted to, you could somehow hurt it or attack it, or you could just change the scene however you like.
Is the homunculus within like arm's reach of me?
Yeah. It's on the
Okay.
table.
So here's my alteration, right?
Hmm.
The hands come out of my pockets with my knuckle dusters on them, right? And in another one of those flashes, my hands have like this black flame engulfing them, and are like outlined in white, and I have like this like void power on them.
Nice.
And I launch a punch at the homunculus.
You take like a huge chunk out of this thing, and it hisses. It doesn't really like react to your movements. It's almost like in the blink of an eye, now it's damaged. Like it got damaged between scenes almost.
Okay.
And seeing that you have this power, it looks like it's about to turn and bolt out of the room. The path that it's taking will lead it directly towards Remy as it's going to charge out the window.
Okay. Who I don't know is there.
Yes. Remy, you definitely do see all this go down, and you see this weird little monster turn and start running towards you, and it like disappears and reappears on tables, getting closer and closer.
If I may say, the homunculus is gonna be like, did that window get further than it was like an hour ago?
So it's
yeah,
already...
that window changed.
Yeah. No, was that there before?
Yeah, is there any chance that it runs towards the wall where the window was?
No, sadly. It is headed straight towards you. What do you do?
It's worth checking. Oh god, I'm like looking at the ground and looking in the window, and I'm like, so I'm gonna try to can I climb in the window and then use a doom point to kind of minimize it so that the homunculus can't get out?
Yes, absolutely.
More window play. That's all I'm doing here.
Yeah. So you raise your doom, and like right as the thing is about to jump out, like the it's like an iris snaps shut, or like it shrinks down. It cuts the homunculus in half, and its little stubby legs drop to the ground. At this point, the homunculus is barely hanging on, and it crawls through the rainy pavement So Sammy, you're having a lovely time. All this like missing person nonsense is forgotten. You're just having like when's the last time you had a great conversation with somebody? You happen to look up and see the upper torso of a twisted clay monster crawling towards a sewer drain to drop down, and who knows what? What do you do?
Oh, Talia, would you excuse me for just a moment? I just have to deal with something over there. A friend of mine got into a little bit of a comical, series of events. Needs my assistance. I'll be right back. Maybe we could get a Danish or something later.
My God.
She kind of gives you a smile, and she's like, "Yeah, I'd like that."
Links and fries. Maybe go to Flenderman's.
Get some blintzes.
I'll be right back. You sit tight, and I'll run over there.
Mhm.
Run meaning stump over slowly with my cane.
Right, right.
And I will rummage through my pockets to see what comes out.
Anything you could justify in your pockets, even like a snub-nosed pistol, it's fine. Or you can alter the scene if you'd like to stop this thing, because
Okay.
it's just about to get away into the sewer system.
My grandkids just went to Disneyland and brought me back a keychain that is a snow globe of the magical castle, whatever that's called from Disneyland.
Yeah.
And I will yank that off, and I will hurl it at the creature, and it will broaden enough to snag it, and then it will shrink back to its normal size.
No way. That's
Yes.
awesome. You're fucking pokeballing this thing.
Without a doubt.
Okay, so if you were to make this alteration like a violent attack, to hurt it, it would be, I will just say, enough to kill this thing. Or you could have your own half homunculus in a snow globe
On your
memorabilia.
keychain.
Yeah, on your keychain. I'm leaving it up to you.
Without a doubt, it's that second one.
Nice. And so with that, you've captured Herkimer's homunculus.
Da-da-da-da.
Tim is not great. Tim's dead. But you have saved this whole block, this whole part of the neighborhood from this evil that would have spread out and caused all kinds of chaos.
What happened to August? Did he become like a clay person?
August was like Tim at that point, just a puppet of the homunculus.
Oh, okay.
It all started with Herkimer, baby.
But Tim somehow got doubled.
Yeah, Tim was, well, okay, so you don't, I'll just say that if anyone had like really laid into Tim, you would have seen some clay flying at that point. He was like a puppety type person.
Gotcha. Okay. My next move was going to just be to walk up to August and just boink him in the eyes.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting on time and everything, so I just wanted to wrap it up so we're not all day. But that was a lot of fun. And by the way, all your characters have now, since you saved the block, you drop 2 Doom. So some of you that'll level it back out to 1. 1's the minimum.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Let's do a button on the episode where I go up to the widow's door and I knock quietly.
And Jane opens it up.
Jane, I've got some terrible news.
What? Is Tim not coming home?
It's obvious on my face, I'm getting a little misty. And then I just put my arms out for a hug.
She just starts sobbing and gives you a hug.
Sammy's phone starts ringing.
Okay.
Sammy, you gonna answer?
Oh yeah, I answer my phone.
Sammy, can you ask her if she wants the life-size claymation of her husband?
Is it still fully functional?
No, I mean I just got it in the back seat of the Escalade, so I just wondered if I should like toss it or.
I mean, is it animated?
No,
can we-
no, it's completely dead. Like it's just to remember him by.
I'm thinking that's probably a no on that one.
All right, I'll get rid of it.
Okay. She'll probably want the body. Jane, do you want the body?
Jade cannot handle this right now. Her sister is going to come over and help console her in a way that won't give her nightmares for a year. Thank you.
I was just gonna call the police and allow them to bring the body to the coroner's office, but all right, yeah. Let's traumatize this poor lady.
I just have 2 life-size Tims in the back of my Escalade.
Oh,
Okay, so 2 life-size Tims and try to console. Real quick, Remy, how do you cap off the evening here?
Once she finds out, I'm gonna go bake a casserole. I'm gonna bring her some
Aw.
Mormon funeral potatoes.
Yep.
Give her a
Nice
breadstick.
Hot dish.
That
I
sounds
bring her
really nice.
Oh,
breadsticks.
yes. Cater the funeral.
That is a very,
2
by the way,
breadsticks.
that's a very Midwestern thing to do. Oh, is something bad happened to you? Let me make you some food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, you know,
Dump dish for the soul.
Yeah.
How
God knows
about,
she's not gonna want to cook.
Dean, how about Bank? How you wrapping out the scene there?
After the situation with Tim has been handled, he would never outwardly admit this, but this is the type of stuff, the reason why he wants to leave the Lucid City, and at least on the other end, right? So he's gonna jump into his comfort game to kind of escape the world, mentally speaking. He's gonna be playing RuneScape for a few hours.
Nice. And as is Desmond just gonna like bury the clay?
I think that um he's gonna probably just like smush it up into a big ball and just kind of leave it somewhere.
Oh, gross. Okay, that works.
There's just a clay man somewhere out in the world.
It's not alive anymore.
No, it's fine. And on that note, we have concluded the scenario stop motion for this Lucid City playtest. Everyone did great. It was good meeting you, Tess. That was a lot of fun.
was
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
had a
fun.
great time.
Yeah, it was a lot of great. It was very fun. Thank you for running today, Jayme. We appreciate it. To anyone who may have seen our series up to this point, Jayme's gonna be taking a bit of a break this coming season. Jayme, you're of course always welcome back.
Thank you.
Tess, were you? I mean, I don't want to put you on blast, but are you joining us for the? Do you want to join us for the coming season?
If I may, sounds fun.
Sounds good. In the chat below, I have it pinned. You can check out Jayme's game that we just played, Lucid City. We'll go ahead and put that in the link for YouTube as well. And thank you for running today, Jayme. Appreciate it. It was a fun game.
Thank you for playing. You're all great. I loved your characters.
If I may, I'd love to play it again.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
that was
So fun. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes. Absolutely. Jayme, you're so talented. You have such
Yeah.
good ideas.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Your partnership with Jesse, beautifully created RPGs. It's great.
Yeah.
And I appreciate one of the reasons why I appreciate you put this in Creative Commons is because I'm already getting some ideas that I might supplement with one of these days.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you, of course, about it when the time comes. I'm not just gonna do it under your nose kind of situation, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear any thoughts. And that goes, everybody, if you have like any like playtest feedback stuff, just go ahead and leave it in the channel. I'd love to hear anything good or bad, whatever. It's all helpful.
I would like to have an ancient artifact called Jayme's nose. It is actually just part of an old set or a statue.
Just Jamie's nose.
All right.
Well, I want to thank everyone for being here. Let's do the normal thing I end with, and sometimes forget to do. Let's do socials. Tess, today you were the guest. Do you have any socials or projects out in the world that you want to plug?
Oh, I have no projects, but if you want to see some dumb old retweets, it's Tess is super cool.
Yeah, I've been to your Twitter. You have some pretty funny retweets. Like,
Thank
I
you,
hope
I
this one
appreciate
finds
it.
you well. That was a good one. Jeff, got some plugs
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, it's at El Jefe Tacoma for Shattered Worlds RPG. That's the space opera podcast Jayme and I are on. It's a playtest of our RPG. It's got wizards and cyborgs and spaceships. Oh my!
It's awesome.
I just shared my 13th draft of the first novel in the tie-in series with a friend to
Very
read over.
cool.
And he got up to like page 65, so it must be at least partially readable. So that's exciting. If anyone
Nice.
else wants to read that, I'll share it with you. I'm looking for beta readers and so on.
I published a short before, right? No matter what you did, writing anything is an accomplishment. So take pride in that, my guy.
For
Like
sure.
Yeah.
I wrote
Yeah.
one short and I've had a ton of ideas and I've had such bad writer's block, I've not been able to touch another short sentence. So like writing anything is an accomplishment.
All right, yeah. So for Shattered Worlds, the Twitter and everything is at SWRPG Pod. Listen to us on your podcatcher of choice and join our Patreon, where we have a D&D side quest and all kinds of other great stuff. Play Doctor Who. Yeah, it's a great show. I'm proud of it.
I'm hoping in the future that we'll get a Patreon for this show set up. But that's under the contingency we've got more than 4 regular viewers.
Hey,
Come on, viewers.
Thank you to those 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I stand you 4.
that's right.
That's right.
And in fair, I think I'm one of them. So,
Every single one a legend.
Mm-hmm.
as I know
Me,
you got
it's my turn.
Yes, you got anything you want to plug?
I do. I'm gonna do mostly Twitter handles today because I realized yesterday on another podcast that I do that I have a lot of things to plug right now. So first of all, at Cal's Calzones, that's my Twitter, my personal. You can follow me there for updates on stuff that I'm making. Follow at Scavengers Net because I work for the Scavengers Network. That is a podcasting network that I do stuff for. I do stuff on their YouTube and also am releasing a new episode of my podcast at It Jams for Thee, which is a Space Jam review and appreciation podcast that I recorded yesterday. We're on year 3. We watch Space Jam once a year, review it, talk about it. We're all sick of it now. It comes out on February 17th, I believe. So check that out. And then also follow at BiodexCast, which is a podcast that I have not yet published with my friend Macy, who has a doctorate in biology. And I know a lot about Pokemon. So we're talking about the biology of Pokemon.
Oh,
Nice.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
The most interesting thing I know about Pokemon is that some Pokemon are just literal dudes.
Yeah. Some of
most-
them. Oh, go ahead, Dean.
No, I was gonna say some of the most poor art design I've seen in Pokemon is one of them hugging a Slugma, which if you've read their Pokédex entry, it can get up to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a poor art design by the Pokemon team. Sorry, Az. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that Pokemon are kind of fucked up guys sometimes because there's literally a Pokemon in this newest generation that has entered the Bronze Age in that it makes and uses its own tools.
Ah,
And you can just capture this thing and have it.
Sounds ethical.
yeah. Mhm.
Here by the day.
I was gonna point out something effed up, but that beat it. I mean, there's a Pokemon that wants to drag kids off to hell, basically, and but
There's a bunch of them like that.
You want to talk about Driftbloom for reference?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Jayme.
You can find me on YouTube as Brandoff, the off-brand Gandalf, and I do all kinds of videos. I started doing actual plays, all kinds of tutorials, all kinds of stuff. And then if you like the sound of Lucid City, you can get it for free. It's on my itch.io page. Just go to Brandoff, BRANDOFF.itch.io, and you can download this game and other stuff I've done. Check it out.
I will say that one I did, for anybody who's watching this and will be in the YouTube later, I did link it, so you can just go directly to that.
Thank
I
you.
will say Jamie's other game, which we have played, Relay Watch. I probably said the name wrong because
that's good.
I'm bad at Lovecraftian words. we played it before. That was also a blast. So if you like Jayme's work, but you want to do something that has a different tone, check out Relay Watch. That one was a fun game. Also, check our video on it. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Also, our most viewed episode so far.
Hell yeah.
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 Our 4 legendary heroes love Jayme.
Yeah. I'll do the show stuff, then I'll do my own stuff afterwards. So if you like what you see here and want to stay up to date, you can follow us on Threads, Twitter. Yes, I'm still calling Twitter, and on YouTube. Threads and Twitter. Threads is Omniversal Escapades, the same as Instagram. Twitter is Omniversal ESC. If you want to follow us there, you're on Twitch, but in case you need to know, it's twitch.tv/Omniversal Escapades. We try and play at least twice a month. We're gonna probably be doing it again later this month. We're doing another one shot. Other than that, we had a lot of fun today. If you want to follow me, why would you? But if you wanted to, you could follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GeekisDean. I'm also on Threads. I have no solo projects going on, but I did get a baffling amount of views on like a lazy joke I made on Instagram the other day, and I do not understand the internet anymore. Yeah. So anyway, we appreciate everyone for watching today. We appreciate this if you're on Twitch or on YouTube. Either way, we appreciate that, and we look forward to seeing you all again next time. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
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 Wait until we get cut off.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, I'm
everybody.
supposed to cut us off.
Please. Otherwise, this gets really awkward really fast.
Well,
Good
I gotta
afternoon,
get
motherfuckers.
gotta get going, but this was a lot of fun, everybody. It was nice meeting you again, Tess. And
Yes.
good seeing you guys.
Yeah.
This
again.
is great.
Jamie, I can't say it enough. This game was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.